Hey guys, now I got a helper this time because I have two of them, but they're for my niece and nephew. My niece and nephew. But I'm gonna unbox them and play with them first. So this is the Flying Bug Attack set. And it's called the Flying Bug Attack because it has motorized launchers. So basically, it's your own personal skeet shooting set. I didn't ask you before this if you want to go by Caitlin in this one or BGMs, because like on this channel I usually just use my real name if anyone's talking to me.
I don't really care.
Okay. So Cait's gonna help me unbox the other one, and we're gonna get this done. Yeah. I'm gonna try and move the camera a little bit closer-ish so you guys get a view of both of us, but essentially we're unboxing the same thing, so there's nothing special. There is a 2-pack of Flying Bug Attack coming out, but unfortunately the 2-pack only comes with one launcher. It comes with 2 guns, 1 launcher, double the darts, and 5 bug drones instead of 4, what you would get with these 2. So I figured it was better to have 2 launchers than pay like $10 less to only have 1 launcher.
Yes.
Yeah, like my niece and nephew are gonna destroy one of the launchers if we just give them 1, so both. But for me, I'll just use 1. Or I could like jump up and stomp rocket them at the same. They'd probably break. I'm gonna assume they're not meant for adults to be jumping on them, but
They're probably not even meant for children to be jumping.
oh, that's true. But yeah, we're gonna unbox these and it's gonna be great. Okay, let the unboxing begin.
It's awesome.
This is so cool. This is cooler than a blaster. What the heck? Okay, before we get into anything else, there were plastic screws in there. Why is X-Shot innovating so dang hard? Like, that's crazy. Okay, but for real, these are the pieces. What do we got? We got a 10-dart clip that loads horizontally and slides through, kind of like a strata bow, but that one slides up instead of down for some strange reason. Comes with 12 darts, so you have 2 extras, and they're the bugshot colors because this is a bugshot set. Comes with instructions on how to use the launcher because it is motorized, which I was trying to figure out if you just stomped a lot, power it up, or what have you, but motorized makes more sense. It takes 4 AA batteries, which we had tons of, so I'm not worried. And it comes with 2 bugs each. If you get the 2-pack, it will come with 5 bugs, 1 launcher. Which I feel like is even worse because
You have more bugs and less launchers.
yeah, like I don't understand what they were going for there. I really don't. Blaster is, you know, your typical pull back to prime blaster. Ooh, that feels really good. Most of them don't feel good. Most of them you have to slide back forward manually. This one's like snap, snap. It kind of feels like the springs on the Time Crisis arcade machine guns. Ooh, let me see your bugs, girl. Ooh, you got mad bugs? What is there? Oh, that's super cool. They really are innovating hard. Like, real hard. I like it. If you guys have ever played with dragonflies, that's the first thing that I thought of when I saw these. I was like, oh yeah. They were the boys' version of a girl's toy. It was like a Polly Pocket where her hair would spin and she would fly up into the sky when you pulled the ripcord. So they made a boys' edition where it was a dude riding a dragon, and when you pulled the dragon's tail, he had like a weird vest that would spin and he would fly up. I think I still have one downstairs. There was also a really bad TV show. It was like one of those early fake CG things. I mean, it wasn't fake CG, it was CG, but yeah. So yeah, you load them in the launcher.
Yes, just like that.
Yeah, basically. Oh, and they even lock into place when you get them real in there. So what we're gonna do is we've got the 4 different kinds of darts. I coached Cait a little on what the different dart types are. And since there are two of us with two different guns, we can speed this up and each of us will use two different kinds. And that way we can refill the clips real quick. So, which two would you like to use? X-Shot. I have many colors in that X-Shot pack, but they're all X-Shot darts. All X-Shot darts are the same size.
No, you pick.
I'm going to take Waffles.
The weird sticky ones that the gem got.
Yeah, she's taking Accu-Strike. I fully expect the X-Shots to work, and I sort of expect the Elites to work. It's the Waffle Darts and the Accu-Strike that I'm a little iffy on. So we're going to load up the guns first and fire them before we mess with these launchers.
You also need to get a screwdriver.
Yeah,
Something in this is shaking.
yeah, we think that might be a little broken.
I mean, maybe it's fine. Maybe like an extra thing of plastic or screw in there.
Could be.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. If it doesn't work, to target we go! Alright. So, I'm just going to start loading up. So there are arrows on the clips that tell you which way they go in. So I was wondering if they go in from the left side and move to the right. Apparently they go in from the left side and move to the right. Also, they're numbered. Didn't realize that before. I'll probably show you guys that in the end.
Sometimes draw a smiley face on them.
Heather drew smiley faces on her darts for the Nerf war. She was hoping that they would rub off when she hit them, but they didn't. They dried too fast. So, to load it in, there is a little lip at the front here, and then there's an extra raised portion here, so that raised portion is going in the lip.
Oh!
Seems like you can keep forcing it through, but you probably shouldn't. Yeah. The top's got like weird little nipples on it.
So,
I'm gonna say you probably stop at the edge of one. It gives you like a little bit of a click. I think that's where it's at.
it'll give me a tiny clip. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like that?
I think so. So the prime, pull back and it'll slide, which is good. That means it's actually moving. But you're on the same side as me. Follow the arrows on the clip. Ah, got it. I was like, wait, that's...
I don't know left to right.
I was like, wait, no, that's not
In
right.
case you...
You probably already primed it, so maybe fire it first. Yeah, and then load it in a little bit. There you go. Now try priming it. There we go.
Beautiful.
So I've got End Strike Elites. Cait's got X shots, and we're just gonna fire off the 10.
We're just gonna...
Yep, just fire them off. I actually hit it with the ricochet. This is really satisfying.
This is fast.
Yeah, and it fires way faster than I expected. One thing I do want to check right before we do this, just load in 3 darts should be enough.
Any, or the same
Yeah.
that we had before?
Yeah, the same ones. Just want to check and see if it slam fires. I haven't read that it does, but I just want to see if it does.
What does that mean?
So slam firing is a trick that you can use on some Nerf blasters where you hold the trigger and you keep priming and it keeps firing.
Oh.
I don't think this one's going to slam fire because of the noise it's making. It's letting the air out. It's not going to slam fire, so I'm not going to bother with that. You can try it though. So hold the trigger and then keep pulling the prime. It does, but really, really weakly.
Yes.
Okay. There are a couple X-Shot blasters that do that. So if like someone's
But if
like,
you're a bit more forceful, like I wasn't that forceful, you were more forceful, I feel like that will make a difference.
but it does slam fire, just weakly. Like you can hear the air being released when you slam fire it.
Alright, next time?
Yep, next to the darts. And then we play 27 pickup or whatever it is. So I also have different colored darts right now, but they are all waffle darts. They do have slightly different tips, but I expect them to function exactly the same.
And what are these?
Heather is loading. Heather, hi.
Yes, I'm definitely Heather.
Heather's gonna be like, yes, I made it into a video.
I miss Heather.
I miss her too. But I guess that didn't happen, obviously, because Heather's not here. Cait's got AccuStrike darts, which have tips. I've got waffle darts, and here we go. I hit myself, and I broke a dart. That's amazing. Well, these are the red ones are super cheap from China. They came with the vest that Max is wearing in the Nerf War videos.
Okay.
And I didn't expect them to do much of anything at all. We actually had people break them, loading them into guns. Like, that's how terrible the adhesive was. So I fully expect more of the red ones to break in the near future.
That's interesting.
But this is a very satisfying X-Shot gun. I didn't expect it to be so. We're over here on the firing range. Generally speaking, I come about where the two chairs meet, like 20-ish feet. Because
this will go well.
So the X-Shot guns, most guns are supposed to go to 70 feet? Mm-hmm. But 20 feet I feel is a more like accurate. This is where I'm going to be shooting someone from than 70 feet. Because most people aren't sniping. But there is a little bit of a sight. I don't know how accurate it's going to be. A lot of the guns not accurate at all. I'm going to be firing elites first. Cait's got X-Shots. Yeah, might as well. I've rearranged the cans a little differently, but it's basically the same. Looks like you're going low. Mine are going high. Yeah. There we go. That one curved. My elites are shooting real high. Last shot for me on elite. Now I'm going to switch over to waffle darts, and Cait's got AccuStrikes. It's a really satisfying 10-dart clip. I'm going to go low for this since all my other darts came out high. Ooh, good shot. Other waffle darts are really accurate.
These are more accurate than the ones I just had.
Misfire.
They do that.
Ooh. Nice shot for me. Yeah, waffle darts are super accurate. So waffle darts definitely most accurate. End strikes are firing up. I think your X-Shots fired low.
Yeah, they did.
And the AccuStrikes seem to be okay, but we had one misfire.
At least. And earlier, I think.
Okay. Oh, hey there, guys and gals. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the thunder once I edit out the wind noise. But there's a storm brewing. We came to the local park because we're not really indoor toys. We actually, the one that makes noise, I put batteries in and tested just to make sure it does work. I don't know how they work now, but I'm going to show you what you got to do to make this one work. It's real simple. It's got a battery cover, 2 Phillips head screws, and they're the cool kind in that they don't come out of the cover once you've unscrewed them.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Zuru's like up in their game. It's got a very weird system where it's not like a full block between them. It actually has a little bit of a slidey mechanism for your batteries. So it takes 4 AA's, which we have in here. So you load them in, the little purple catches catch the positive node on the battery. I made the mistake when I tested it before of not putting the battery door back on before I made sure it worked, and it ejected the batteries everywhere. So I strongly suggest putting the battery door back on. And these work a little bit differently than I was expecting. It's not like you just tap and they fly away. You actually put the bug on it, and you hold it down until it spins up to max, give or take. And then when you let go is actually when the bug launches. And it's got a little bit of a safety mechanism.
where if you don't put the bug on all the way, like while you're spinning, it'll actually slide down until it gets to max. That's when it goes. I also noticed they don't fire up, they fire on an angle. So I'm guessing if you were to launch one while holding it angled like this, it would go up. Because the way it is now, when they're maxed out and you're firing them from the floor, they go up to about chest height and then come down. So I actually find it's probably better if someone else is there with you, holding them up in the air when you launch them. Okay. We're gonna load up those guns first, the ones that came with it, and we're gonna try and hit some bug targets. Yeah, I might as well use those first. Okay, so the cloud cover is pretty disgusting right now. So we're gonna try our best to not have to reload. We've loaded up all the guns that we have. We're gonna start with the Swarm Seeker, which are the guns that it comes with. And then I've also brought the Eliminator, Vigilante, Cait has a Hawkeye, and I've got my crossbow as well. I was too busy watching it and didn't follow it. Yeah. They don't go as high as I was expecting, but that's fine. So I'm gonna launch, Cait's gonna shoot with the Swarm Seeker. What? Whatever you want. I'm gonna try and aim it up as opposed to forward. They do go up, sort of.
But it almost comes to this side.
I think the wind is blowing in the direction. You're gonna need to fire faster than that. I thought that you would have more time. I figured that they'd float in midair for a while, but they do not. I've got X shots loaded into my Swarm Seeker. Ah! This could end up being very fun, though.
Really close.
We're gonna have 3 shots.
Oh, so close.
Almost. Edward James, almost. Alright, I'm going out to launch. Move out a little further. Oh, that's how you get when you go up. You gotta like actually lift that. Look. Ready? Keep away! Oh! The darts are going hard, too. Three, two, one. I can't. Oh, I see the dart stuck in there. Now, ready. Ah! I'm out. Since that one only gets 1 shot, you want to bring both?
I don't really like that one.
Really?
Well,
Okay.
it's fine. Come on. It's fine.
I think this one's the perfect size for him to be on.
Oh, like.
Yeah. Ah, no. Yeah. All right, here we go. Final set. Starting now. Good.
Wait. I can do that.
I'm gonna load it and prime it. Prime the rolls. Yeah, the stock's a bit small. Alright, this game is going to be really hard to actually win. Like, to actually hit the bug, it's incredibly difficult. Oh man, the dart went forever. I like it. Yep, last pluggo, last darto. Oh no, not actually the last darto, but. Oh, I think you shot it through. I think you shot it through. Oh.
That was so close. Oh, that's close too.
Yeah, I got anything else. It's been probably about 2 weeks since we filmed the rest of the review on the X-Shot Swarm Attack. Sorry, on the bug swarm stuff. We like got out of the park just as the thunder and lightning, crazy rain came down, and obviously Cait's not here, but it's me, and I'm going to give you my impressions. First of all, one thing you have to know about me is I now have an absolutely unhealthy obsession with blasters that load clips or magazines horizontally. I don't know why, but I love this. I love this. I don't know why. Also, these guns are pretty good. These the blasters that this comes with, pretty decent blasters, and they take all kinds of darts, which is really nice. Some of the X-Shot guns in the past have taken the magazine or the clip, and it's just been too close to the rest of the gun for it to fit any kind of dart besides X-Shot darts. So it's really cool that these take all of them. And in addition, they don't get stuck. Like right now, I've got waffle darts loaded in this one; they shoot fine. I've got elites and knockoff elites in this one; they all shoot fine. It's great. That's such a boon when you can use any kind of dart that you want. Also, the launchers that it comes with. See, I got 2 packs, so that you both have them. There's clearly something wrong with this one. There's something broken in there, and yet it doesn't detract from the experience. It still works perfectly fine. One thing, they're clearly set up and they're intended to be used as a foot pedal thing. I have the batteries taken out of both of them just for storage reasons. Realistically, you don't want to leave batteries and things for too long when you don't need them to be in there. But they're intended to be used as a foot pedal and on the ground. But if you can see, when it's flat, this is actually aimed diagonally. When you depress the button, it spins up and you have to wait till it gets to max. I mean, you don't have to wait till it gets to max spin, but obviously it works better. Cool thing though is that you can keep it spinning indefinitely. And bugs are only actually launched when you let go of the button. When the button comes back up, that's when the bugs come out. So the issue that I have with it is that if you're using it as a foot pedal, and you press the button with your foot, you let it spin to max, and you let it go. Because it's on an angle, the bugs launched come out on an angle. But they actually don't go very high. Like, I was expecting them to be launched straight up, or something of that nature. But what happens is, because it's on an angle, they launch out and they come out diagonally, but they actually don't go very high. So they're really low to the ground. They make shooting at them very, very difficult. So we found it actually easier. It might be difficult if there's just one of you, but if you have someone who's actually launching and someone shooting, I think that's actually the best method to use this set. And if you hold it out flat, as it would have been on the floor when you depress and let go, and it launches, it'll still come out diagonally, but it'll be like chest head height. So what me and Cait found was realistically the ideal situation for launching is to hold it so that the launcher portion is straight, parallel to the ground. And when you let go, it launches straight up and you have the most time to shoot at the targets, and it's easier than it would be to shoot down at the ground. And also, the longer it's in the air, logically, the longer you have to shoot it. Now, we didn't hit any of the targets that were flying by. None at all. We didn't hit a single one. They're way harder than you would expect to hit.
We also learned that the best way for sure to launch them is when you let go. If you're using it with your foot, obviously this doesn't work. But if you're launching it from your hand, when you're holding the button, when you let go, add in a little bit of lift, and they'll go up way higher than they would normally if you had just spun and released. And yeah, these are very hard to hit. I think they're actually probably easier to hit if you have a gun that has, if you have a flywheel blaster, they're probably much easier to hit because you have many shots. But blasters that you can't fire rapidly, like slam fire blasters, would be great for this particular situation. Slam fire blasters, I'll specify, slam fire blasters that actually release full power. Because as you know, my X-Shot Turbo Attack, my X-Shot Turbo Advance, the one with the drum, when you slam fire it, the darts just basically fall right out of the chamber. They're not, there's nothing special about that slam fire. It's cool that you can release them, but unless someone is like down below you and you want to humiliate them, the slam fire on it is garbage. Slam fire on these guys is also not very good, so I wouldn't recommend it. But other guns, other blasters that have slam fire, probably very useful when trying to hit the targets. I also would say that while the rival blasters are, more accurate than the dart guns, I wouldn't recommend shooting one of these targets with a rival ball, because I'm pretty sure when they hit, you're gonna either break the bug or the rotor in some way, shape, or form. Because while those balls don't they do have some stopping power, and it's not like a bam, like a bullet where it goes through you. I would suspect they would cause major damage to your rotor or your bug should they hit it. Though I want to be like, I want to actually hit them. I want to go out to the park and just keep launching them until we actually hit them. Like, I want to get good at it. I want to have like someone launching and throwing them up and then a whole bunch of people shooting at them. I feel like that would be a really fun, like, little excursion. Like, go to the park with a bunch of friends, have these swarm seekers, load them up, launch them into the sky, and see who can actually hit them. Like, I think that would be a real fun experience. So for that, I think this situation is perfect. Like, people who don't necessarily want to go to a Nerf war, don't necessarily want to participate in a Nerf war, but like the idea of this. It's like skeet shooting, but for babies. So yeah, that's my 2 cents with the Swarm Seeker set. Sorry Cait's not here to get the rest of it out with me, but yeah, it's done. I will see you guys and gals again soon in the next one, because I'm gonna get some more blasters. I really have a problem with this one.